But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the George.Daniel podcast. I am your host, George.Daniel. As you guys can see, we're celebrating my birthday a
Happy
little
birthday!
late.
Happy birthday! What's up? I'm
yeah.
Ashley. We have Matt over here.
Yep.
All right. Dude, I'm 27.
He's
Not
21.
fun.
21.
Not fun. 27,
It's
dude.
your sweet 16.
I know. Dude, I'm ready for my 30th so I can be like, it's my quinceañera.
No, you're fucking not. You're not ready for it.
But, dude, but that's like, I didn't celebrate this one at all.
Yes, you did.
I mean, like, I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
celebrating now.
Exactly. This is like, it's been like tiny moments where like
Yeah.
people remind me it's my birthday, which is like fun.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't plan anything. I didn't do any dinners. I didn't ask the homies to pull up. I didn't do anything. I don't care. At this point, I'm just like,
That's responsible of you.
no, I'm just like, dude. And I'm like, how like corny is it for like a dude to be like, oh, it's my birthday. Everyone come out to my birthday.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Next
like,
year, we're going to make a big ass fucking
No. Next year for my birthday, I just want you guys to send me free clothes. Thank you.
I thought you were going to say send nudes.
But DMs are open if you want. You know, like it's whatever. Dudes, oh man. Speaking of nudes, I guess. But remember our guest Bree who pulled up?
Yeah.
I've been trying to link up with her for so long, right? But like we were talking earlier about like a little bit of like a seasonal depression.
Yeah.
Dude, she's one of the people who I've been like dodging. Like, I'd hit her up, and then 3 days later, she'll hit me up, and she's like, oh, I got busy. And I'm like, I know what that means. Like, we're just, like, not mentally, like, down to, like, exude so much energy to try to hang out with someone, like, kind of new.
I wish more people would admit that, though, you know, because I feel like a lot of people won't admit it when they're like, oh, I saw your message, and I didn't respond because I'm not mentally there right now.
I have my aunt still on unread right now. Even though I told her, after she said happy birthday, she was like, after I said, she said happy birthday, I was like, oh, Thea, like, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Let's, like, grab dinner, right?
Yeah.
I said that. And then she responded, and I didn't respond to that because after the fact, that was so daunting to my, like little brain where I'm like, fuck, dude, now I have to, like...
Entertain.
No, not even entertain, but, like, because I know, like, at the end of the day, right? If I'm saying, like, oh, let's grab dinner, like... It's also my aunt, you know? It's not like it's like a new friend like Bree, right? Like Bree, I feel like we would need to go out and like go at least on a hike or something, right? So and then like if it's silent, at least we're doing something. Like, you know, like I don't know, I get awkward, you know? And then like and she's also with Bree anyways, she's like a person who like reads energy well. At least that's what she claims. So
she does. I feel like she did.
No,
really
and
well
she
when
does,
she was here.
right? And like, so it would be weird if I'm like in a funk and like trying to explain to someone brand new to be like, oh yeah, so like this is how my depression works, you know? And like this is why I get sad. And like, but like literally,
I hate that time change.
But like, dude, this whole like, and also like, I think as of recent, like, I used to love this time.
Me too.
I used to like genuinely like the month
before you mean
like from Halloween to New Year's.
But when you were younger,
when I was younger,
it. Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
But that was different because I didn't have to plan anything. Is what I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Where like my mom was just like, oh, we're going to this Theo's house. We're going to this blah blah blah. We're going to this party. We're going to this. You know. So my mom was the one who was like doing everything, and I just showed up. I know. But and like we just like pull up, but like now that I have to like do stuff for myself, and like also like it's not like no one from my immediate family is there, like or here. I mean, like, everyone is like my sister's in Bakersfield, my mom's in New Jersey, my dad's in Mexico. Speaking of my dad, he fucking called me
on your birthday.
On my birthday. Well, okay, my aunt called me, my grandma called me. From my dad's side, and then I was just like, and they were like, oh, like blah blah blah, like we all like send you like you know.
That's so nice. How
does
that feel?
It feels really good, but also like it's like one of those things where like, you know, when you're really cool with your cousin, but their parents have a beef.
Yeah, I
So
know
you're
that,
just like
yeah.
almost like, oh, are we supposed to talk?
Yeah.
You know, like, is that even like, you know, like I don't want to like disrespect my mom, and I don't want to make your parents feel like I'm taking you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get
So it's
that.
like that fight, right? Where you're like, we're family still, you know?
Yeah,
But
dude.
it was like that where like my aunt was just like, oh yeah, you're like, you know, your dad really like blah blah blah, and like I haven't talked to my dad. I literally have not talked to my dad for maybe 5 or 6 years.
Even on the phone?
Like, yeah. Like, literally, like, dude, I started immediately crying once I heard his voice.
Oh, so you're that one. Mine is opposite, where, like, my mom will start crying, but I'll just be like...
No, well, no, because, like, dude,
I don't know how to act.
No, well, like, for me, like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't say anything, really.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, at the end of the day, I was like, dude, I don't even recognize your voice.
Shit, yeah.
You know? Where
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck. Like, and I even, like, I talked to my, like, literally the next day, thank God I had a fucking therapy appointment.
Yeah, dude.
Like, thank God I had that, because I was, like, Fernanda called me, and, like, I was even, I was, like, mid-spiral.
Yeah.
You know? And then she called me, and she was like, oh, like, how's your day going? And I'm like, I honestly, I picked up, but I don't want to talk to you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, and it was just like, and also that's a testament to how much I fucking love you for picking up.
Yeah.
You know? But like, dude, like, yeah, it was just like, I just didn't, I'm still like almost like not talking about it. Like, I'm still kind of like, what the fuck what do I do? Cause like in the conversation with my dad, I was just like, he was just like, I'm going to keep saying things. They don't mean anything, in the sense of like, I don't like, he's just saying words to like fill in the awkwardness.
Uh-huh.
He was like, I just hope you're doing well. I miss you. Like all this stuff. Like
they do
like,
mean something.
No.
He
In the
said
sense of like,
that,
in the sense of like, that was the whole thing. Like he just repeated that like maybe like 8 times, right? Where it was just like, I miss you. I don't know what to say. I was just like, he's like, I'm just happy to hear your voice.
Yeah.
But like we were both in that like shock where like with you, like how you were saying how like your mom probably would start crying, but you're dead silent. He was he was just trying to like fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
You know, like I was like,
almost
dude, like,
panic attack.
Like, dude, like full blown, like in the middle of a panic attack.
Oh,
you know, like talking to him, and I'm like, you know, like it triggered so much that I didn't realize like that I needed to like deal with. But like, yeah, it was like I told him at the end of the conversation, I'm like, hey, every 2 weeks, just call me, and we only need to talk for 5 minutes, but like just call me, you know. So I'm like, we'll start there.
That's
like
nice.
Yeah, where I'm just like, dude, like,
will it happen?
At that point,
that's the thing.
That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, hey, I have your number, you have mine.
Yeah.
Now there's no real excuse outside of like, we're both men with jaded feelings, and we're just gonna, you know. But like, yeah, it was just weird because I forgot who was talking about it, but or actually no, it was just a meme. It was a meme of a guy like crying on the inside of an airplane about his widowed wife, right? Depressing already, and then he's bawling, just being like, I'm just so proud of her. Like she reached out to every person, like who, right, wrong, however she felt, just to say I called you at least before I left. You know, and like all this shit where I'm like, and she was like, and it was like, whatever petty bullshit you have going on with this one person, like, you should try.
Yeah.
Even if you tried once and they fucked up, you have that.
You know you tried.
You tried, you know? And then, so, like, yeah, it was just, it's just weird. Just talking about it out loud, honestly, this is the first time that I really talked about it outside of therapy.
It's so hard to talk about shit like that,
dude, I'm sweating. I'm sweating right now.
I get it.
Like, it's just, it's just a lot. Like, yeah, it's crazy because, yeah, that whole relationship, since I was 17, especially, is when he, like, a lot happened in my life with him and our lives, really, with like my mom, him, my sister, and everyone. there was so much going on that like I didn't really like process it in front of them.
You totally suppress it though, you know, like.
But like that's yes, but also I'm still willing to go on these things and be like, oh, I'm depressed, and like, but I maybe tell you, give you little nuggets as to why.
Yeah.
You know, but like at the end of the day, I was talking to my coworker about it. My dad called me at work, and my coworker, I was talking in Spanish with him, and like I'm like, I can't hear you. Like the signal at work is really bad, and I was like, I can't hear you. He's also calling from Mexico, you know.
Yeah.
So like, blah blah blah. But I was like, hey, I can't really hear you, and she was like saying like just like hola, like, you know, just being hella white, you know, just like trying to be funny, right?
Yeah.
Like not knowing what the situation was.
Yeah.
She had not, like, you know, and then I was just like, I'm like, hey, can you shut up?
Oh shit.
Like, you know, because I also like I was just like
You're completely overstimulated.
I was just like, dude, I don't know. I'm like, I'm hearing my dad's voice for the first time in 6 years.
And all I hear in the background is you saying,
is
hola.
her dumbass voice,
Yeah.
right? Where I'm like, you had no idea, and I can't fault you at all. But I'm just like, and she, when someone was like, hey, can you shut up? And like, she was just like, it was the first time I ever snapped at someone at work. Like,
Yeah.
snapped like in a rude way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you you're lazy. I'll tell you suck at your job. That's, you know, but that's work related. You know,
Yeah.
that's work.
But that's work related.
It's work related. If you can't separate the two, then that's on you.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But like when we're both clocked in, we're both different people. When we're clocked out, dude, let's smoke a joint, roll up. I don't give a fuck. Let's get drunk together. We'll do all these things. We'll talk shit about anyone. But like right now, like you're my coworker, and I need you to remember that. Like this is, and then she didn't, and also like that, like I snapped just due to so much emotion and everything. And then yeah,
Did you apologize to her
immediately.
Okay.
It was also, dude, she's also no longer working at the company anymore.
Oh,
like she was already,
then. So it didn't even matter.
She's moving to LA and everything, but like also it was just like it literally the day of my birthday. So I worked on my birthday on Sunday.
Yeah.
And and like yeah, it was just like I was just sitting in the back, and they wanted to go grab drinks. They wanted to go do stuff, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go home. I need to go finish this conversation, you know. And
Oh
like,
my God.
and like, dude, like literally just night and day, just difference. Where I'm just like, oh fuck, like
Well, yeah, I could change your mood so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an issue like that where this is like so bad, and I feel like it has a lot to do with Santa Clara County and like covered California and shit, but like you have an issue and you need to go to the fucking therapist. You show up at the therapist, you sit down, and the first 5 seconds they're like, okay, so we're gonna have to reschedule you, and you're gonna have to figure out like a different way to pay for your therapy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
I've never had that. Well, I no longer can go through the Stanford program
Really?
that I go through, because now I'm over the age of 26. So technically I'm supposed to be on my own insurance.
Yes.
So then now I don't fall into the programs like, I don't even know what they would call that.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Like I don't fall in the guidelines anymore unless I pay for it out of pocket.
Uh-huh.
And these are Stanford students, so you're paying like $200 for an hour, and I'm like, I don't have that, you know. But also, like, I told all these kids everything about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, give me your notes, at least, so I can just transfer it over to the next person.
No,
you know?
they will never.
I know, but like, dude,
really
I wish
even
it
take
worked
notes?
that way. I
No.
wish it worked that way. Because
Totally.
how come my grades work that way? How come my fucking criminal record works that way? How come, like, my work resume works that way?
Yeah.
But not my mental health?
Honestly, I will
Isn't
say
that weird? Isn't that trippy?
That's trippy.
You know what I
Criminal
mean?
records.
And I'm just like, dude, this is me. This is my reality. If you can't take care of me, then the next person should know at least what you thought.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they're all
Right?
this person.
And like, no, it's all about.
I always thought that it did transfer over, but no, huh?
No,
No,
it's
not for
supposed
therapy,
to.
huh? Oh,
That
okay.
is one of the biggest faults in American, the health system.
Yeah,
honestly,
the health system,
as a whole, because we don't have like a mandated script, or like they're not able to just type it in the computer and stuff. You know, like I think Kaiser has that where they will type it in the computer, but it doesn't necessarily.
But it only falls like if you use Kaiser, right? I think it's only through the Kaiser umbrella database, you know?
Not even just that, because there's Kaiser NorCal and there's Kaiser SoCal. So if you moved to SoCal, they couldn't get any of that stuff.
And that's fucked up.
It is. And the same thing, like, if you're doing Santa Clara County, like, it cost me, I think it was, like, they were trying to charge me, like, $250 to send over my son's records for, like, he was maybe, like, 6 months, 7 months old. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. I was so pissed.
That's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. And especially, like...
for, what, 15-minute, like... appointments?
Yeah, you know, yeah, just a little checkup, you know, just like whatever it is. But also, it's just like I don't want to have to trauma dump the first session with every new fucking person I see.
It just wastes your money.
Well, yeah, if half my hour is spent telling you all the bullshit just so you can like come up with your own like idea of who I am.
Yeah.
You know, like. It's just like so weird. It's not like I wish, dude. Theo Vaughn was talking about this, where it's just like there's MRIs, right?
Yeah,
MRIs. That like you can scan your whole body and it tells you like what tissue isn't supposed to like is like blah 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 and like where you're sick. But there isn't anything for your head, you know?
No, there
like,
isn't.
You know, and
you know what though? Because Jacob's an MRI tech, and they do studies about depressive episodes and all kinds of different stuff, right? So they'll study your brain and show like the activity when something good happens to you, and then they show the activity when something bad. So it shows the amount of what's it
activity?
Called?
Or
activity,
like what part of the brain is working?
What part of the brain is working, but it also shows like the endorphins that are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can see that this person is happy, and it's like.
Because they can detect dopamine levels
there we go,
and like all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like it's just like it's like that's the part that like pisses me off with a lot of this, where it's just like, dude, Elon Musk is already willing to put chips in people's brains, but we aren't willing and like enabled to or.
Boy, that's the mark of the beast.
Dude, oh my god, dude. Speaking of Mark of the Beast, dude. Oh, dude.
What about Amazon? I'm sorry.
My mom used to tell me, like, this was like maybe 2003, 2004. She was like, La Marca de la Bestia.
Yeah.
Right? Like, churches would give you pamphlets of like, oh, you're going to put a chip in you, they're going to do all this other stuff, and that's going to be your, like...
I didn't know that.
Dude,
I go to church.
Crazy. Dude, it's insane that, like, the shit that my mom, like, kind of warned me about, like, as a, like, oh, this is the downfall of, like, civilization, she was, is now what's happening. And that's, like, normal. It's almost, like, weird. It's weird. Like, and also, you know what, like, okay, kind of in that vein, I was thinking about this. I'm like, California, by 2030, I think, the only cars that you're allowed to sell are going to be electric cars. Yeah. And then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, come zombie apocalypse world thing.
That is what I'm saying.
There's no gas. There's no cars.
I told Jacob that.
And then also these cars, like you aren't even able to open them
without the electricity.
Exactly.
How do you expect me to live?
Or Bluetooth. Bluetooth or anything like that.
What is it called? What is it? Not even like mass extinction, but what are they talking about? Like, not genocide. Jesus Christ.
Damn. No, that's Palestine.
Not that. Oh my god. Like, where's all those people? I can't believe that shit's happening right now.
It's crazy.
But back to the Mark of the Beast.
Oh, dude, my mom used to fucking tell me, right? She was like, don't get tattoos. I think that's also, honestly, and yes, shout out my mom. Shout out Norma. We love you. She was like, don't get tattoos because, like, that's how they're going to find out who you are. You know, type shit. Like,
that's so scary. She's super Christian. No, she's super Catholic.
She's super Catholic, but also I think, like, my mom understands that, like, putting stuff on your body, right, is an identification. It's like an ID, right?
Well, yeah.
Not everyone has the same tattoo. Not everyone, you know. That's why if you get arrested, they take pictures of your tattoos.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's going to be the way that we're going to identify you. Even if you don't have your ID, even if you want to, like, stay quiet or whatever, they're like, all right, we'll just go to the database and, like, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, dude, that's crazy. And, like, I think that's mainly why, I don't want to, yeah, my mom is the main reason why I don't have tattoos.
I'll still get a tattoo.
No, I want one. I genuinely have always wanted it.
Let's go get one together.
I don't know. What are we going to get?
A paperclip.
A paperclip?
I don't know why I said that.
Dude, I was
It's
dude,
just
you said
small.
paperclip, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, the Microsoft one, right? Like,
Yes, let's do
the
it.
Windows
With the
95 one,
little-
yeah,
It
you know?
used to jump.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm
scared.
I'm down,
I'm
but
too scared.
I'm not.
Yeah, I
I'm too
don't
much of a
know.
pussy. I'm way
One
too
day
much
I'm
of a
gonna
pussy.
come in with a tattoo and I'm gonna be like, I did it.
Yeah.
And then
no.
the next day is gonna be the second coming of Christ. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm gonna be like, I'm out, dude. I didn't get it, dude. I didn't get it. I'm
So-
down. I want to get like a fake one, like a fake real one, like the one that they still tattoo you, but the ink goes away after like 9 months or whatever.
That's kind of like when they microblade girls' eyebrows.
I
You
don't
seen
even
that?
know what that is.
Microblading is when they do like a semi-permanent tattoo or demi-permanent tattoo of like, so my hair doesn't grow in right here,
Yeah,
so I draw it in. But I have friends that get it like
tattoo.
microbladed, and it
Right.
like it fucking looks so painful. Oh my god, because they will like basically slice it
Mhm.
and do like little strokes, and then they'll put the ink in there.
Yeah, I can't do that's like some like weird like.
Masochist shit.
Well, not just that, but it also is like on some like, like tribal shit.
But it looks badass.
No,
like
they probably look
good.
amazing.
And
You know,
then you
they're
don't
all
have to do
surprised and
anything.
shit. But like, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh god.
it's-
One of these girls that my dad was talking to one time, I fucking hated her. She got her eyebrows tattooed on. She also got her fucking eyeliner tattooed and her lip liner. And I remember one time
That's too much.
I really didn't like her, so I caught them talking to each other. And I was like, I went off on her and I was like, you and your fake ass lip liner, get the fuck out of my
Dude, but honestly, that's like that should always be the first thing that you say, right?
Yes,
Like,
come on.
you
Like,
know,
are
like,
you kidding me?
even
She
it,
got
like-
it fixed after that. It made a difference. I'd like to think that
Hey,
my words made a
you're
difference.
the reason why she glowed up. You're the reason why she glowed up.
Ah, fuck
Your
her.
dad's probably gonna take the take the
The
credit for
credit?
it.
No.
Yeah. But it was you.
He's probably so embarrassed. We don't ever talk about that shit.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, as children of divorce, right? Watching your parents pick who they think is suitable.
Well, that's the thing is
after
like
the fact.
she was so pretty, but like not
Well, it's different.
like
from me
she
and
wasn't
you, right?
good enough.
For sure.
Is what I would say.
That's the crazy part for me and you, right? My mom was the one who was dating around.
Mm-hmm.
My dad could be fucking. He's doing everything, but he's just fucking. He's not like dating,
Yeah.
right?
My mom got married.
My dad, he's like like I mean, like I said, like last episode. I don't. The less I know, the better, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
like with
But
my
I
dad,
have-
I know he's been dating people in Mexico,
But he doesn't
I-
have other kids.
He had other kids before me.
But after you.
No.
Okay, that's
At least
nice.
not that I know.
Shit.
They'd be hiding them, you know, like.
My mom has another daughter. She's
She has it after you,
yeah.
so she's like what, like 20?
No, she's a lot younger, but
A lot younger.
dude, yeah, and she's like blonde, platinum blonde hair with blue eyes. She's gorgeous.
Did she? That's just like her.
Well, my mom is blonde and green eyes.
Oh.
Could you fucking ever?
No,
You would
honestly-
never
nah,
know
I
that
thought
I'm
she was just
white.
like a 5'3" Latina. You know?
I am 5'4".
Okay,
I'm
my
like
bad.
something.
My bad.
Get it right.
But like no, like literally, like I yeah, it's weird to like see your parents do them, even like as adults, right? Like we're
I hated
adults.
it. I hated it. And I think that I feel so bad about that because I feel like that really sucked for my dad, like if he wanted to date someone else. I mean, he definitely did date other people, but he just wanted to make sure that we were okay before he went and got into another relationship like that. So,
Yeah.
and which is very good on his part because he wasn't like bringing people in and out and in and out. But it was also like hard for the both of us because he didn't have that companionship. And he also, we didn't, like my sister and I growing up didn't have like another woman to look up to. So
Yeah.
if you ever notice that I'm just like a straight up asshole, it's
But see,
because
that's
I was
why.
raised
That's
by
why I
a man.
love. But see, honestly, genuinely, I don't think you guys understand the
I called you
magic.
an
The
asshole.
magic that we have. Like, no. But you don't understand the magic that we have on this podcast, right? We're like, we're both people of divorce. Mm-hmm. But you, as a female, have the dad side of things, right?
Yeah. Tell me my hand is falling.
But and then I have the woman's side, right?
Yeah.
Which is why, like, yeah, I do act a little gay, you know? Like, you know? But it's just like, these are the mannerisms that females have that, like, I grew up admiring.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I fucking am in touch with my emotions a little bit more. You know?
With your feminine side.
Yeah. And I'm okay with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm totally okay with it. But, like, you're like, yeah, I don't mind being the hard ass. Or, like, with the word, like, as a, like, because you're a female, the word that would be used is, like, I don't mind being a bitch. Right?
Yeah, that's...
Like,
yeah.
but that's not... That's,
like, everyone has such a different version, like... such a different definition of the word bitch. And I always think of it like, I don't want to be a dick, but I'm being a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. But it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy because, yeah, I gravitate to females like you in the sense of like, but like, no, I gravitate to females like you because most of the females in my life were like you, like still had like a little bit more of like a chip on my shoulder, you know.
I have a chip on my shoulder. Get off there, Chip.
No, not like in the sense of like not chip. I don't know how to explain it. Not chip on your shoulder, but like in the sense of like the mannerisms. If that makes sense. You know, like you have that tendency of like you look at the world a little bit more so like a guy because you grew up with a guy. I didn't grow up with a guy. I look at it as a like kind of like a female. Like I'm like, dude, why are you hurting this person's feelings right now? You know, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
you can always tell me if I'm being mean.
No. But I like, to me, it's never mean. It's not mean because I'm still a guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like, like that's why I think it was so easy to be friends with you, because most people it was like. Or most girls, I'll like it's hard for me to like be friends with.
Deadass, the same. I don't have a great time being friends with girls. I feel like everyone kind of just talks shit about each other.
Like I'm down to talk. Like
we talk shit.
Yeah, we talk
we
shit.
do,
like,
but
like it's like we were talking about this like in one of the last podcasts where we were like I'm not a detailed oriented person because the less I know the better I'm off, and like the like females who are like grew up with their mom and like tias and all this shit, and they're like I'm gonna I don't know I don't know how to explain it, but like girls are like, nah, I don't like that.
I wish that I could be like that.
Like with Fernanda, right? I'll use her as an example. She'll change her own tires. She'll do all this other stuff.
Yeah, me
you know
too.
What I mean?
Yeah.
I
like her already.
I won't.
You won't do that?
Like, I'll do it if I have to.
So you got AAA or what's up?
Yeah, you know, like, I'll pay someone else to do it.
I'm not sitting there for 2 hours while AAA is. It takes 10 minutes to change a tire.
You know, like, hey.
I only did one side of my nails.
I'm just gonna...
This side is fucked.
And that's my point. It's like we care so much, you know, like, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, I understand that, like, maybe like in comparison to some of my guy friends, like God
damn it.
Like like I don't like in comparison to like my guy friends, I'm like way more feminine than them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're all like,
dude,
like I'm gonna fuck this bitch and da da da. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with this girl and like I don't know, maybe and like I don't know, like and that's where I'm at, you know. It's just like, I don't know, like maybe we might get married. I don't know.
This girl is like really cute. Oh my god!
Like it's just like it's.
And I'm the girl that if you say that to, I'll be like, no, you're gonna go fuck that bitch.
Right? You're like, it's like cringe. It's like, imagine if like.
It's not cringe.
No, but like, would you? I don't know actually, but would you? Right? I know you're married, you have a wonderful, beautiful family and everything, but like, let's just say like right now, would you gravitate to the dude who's like throwing petals at like every step that you take and like kissing the feet and the ground that you walk on, or would you be more of like the person who's just like, oh, I like you, but I'm not gonna like fucking.
Yeah, no.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, which one, out of those two, which one would you gravitate to?
Well, before Jacob, I always dated, like, all these asshole skater guys. Except for one. One was not an asshole. But the other ones were.
Right.
And
Well,
I never,
that's,
I don't know.
It's funny, because, like, that's funny that you say that, because the last episode that we did together, you were talking about how Jacob really likes Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And you don't, necessarily. So it's just like it's cool. Like that's the other side of it, right? Where you're not like the relationship aspect or the bullshit like public shit that you need to do. Like that's not something that you need. No. Right.
I would say though before like for Valentine's Day, the last one I did say before, I really liked it. I was always like, I would always expect everything. Maybe not everything that all these other girls expect because like I don't like red roses. Like if you're gonna buy me something, it has to mean something, you know. And if you're not like if you're gonna buy it and it's not gonna mean anything, I don't fucking want it, you know. Right. But I don't know. Where was I getting at with this? I don't remember.
I don't know, man. But we're fucking trying out here. My dad called me. We're in a loop. I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
The Mark of the Beast. No, back to the Mark of the Beast. Okay. So, like, have you been to Whole Foods lately?
Within the last 3 months, yes.
There's a scanner where you can scan your hand.
Oh, yeah,
Who has that?
A lot of people, apparently. Enough to where they built it.
What the freak?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like.
No. Yeah, it's. You know, the craziest part is they check out like that, right?
Yeah.
So, but also, they don't scan their item.
No, you just walk.
Because they scan your face.
That's terrifying.
Isn't that
that first came out in LA where like it was the first grocery store where you could like walk in,
walk out, not paying anything, right?
Yeah.
It's a payless, like not
and there's
not like
nobody
pay less,
in the
but
stores.
like you don't pay.
Yeah.
You know, for checkout.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just like it's great, dude. It's so insane, and it's also so crazy. It's so crazy to think about. Like once like things start moving, right? How much like the things that you thought were protecting you mean nothing because it's just your face.
No. So when I was in Paris, right, we did this really cool art tour, and it was all like graffiti artists, and the professor walked us like blocks. It was really cool. Yeah.
No, my tummy gargled. I don't know if the mic picked it up. But like. It did. That's funny. I didn't realize that's what it was. So.
But he like walked us down, and we were looking at all these different types of art. And one of them, there was a bunch of sheep, and randomly you would go by, and there was like another cluster of sheep. And I asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, a lot of these artists and like majority of the people here in Europe that are into art and things like that, they just look at everyone else like they're sheep." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And he's like, "Well, look at America. Just fucking they hate us, dude." He's all, dude, look at your president. Look at this. Look at that. And see how there's like cameras everywhere. You guys have Wi-Fi everywhere. When you're in Paris,
Wi-Fi could be used as like a camera detection thing.
Dude, they don't have that in Europe. Like.
I don't know that to be true because if we have it, then everyone else has.
No, they have the capabilities for it, yeah. But they don't. God damn it!
Just take it off.
They don't utilize it.
Right.
So we're over here like utilizing it to the fullest extent, and we're wondering why like America is like the way it fucking is. And I go over there and I don't have Wi-Fi. I couldn't call people. I was having like the hardest time, but they think that we're sheep here because we listen to everything that we say. We on social media, anything that someone says, you're going to believe it. And like, it's so crazy to see that. And then now we have these people with chips in their hands and like,
well, also like, I think the first entire city to do that whole chip thing was in Sweden, but that's also a population of maybe 20,000, right?
No way though.
So like they were the like
Swedes
in
are
Sweden they
so
were like,
smart.
but Sweden is also like, you have your healthcare, you have all this other stuff, you like blah blah blah. Like their whole main like you can't become like, it's hard to become a dual citizen in Sweden.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, like our people are our people.
Yeah.
You guys are more than welcome to come. We love you guys. Thank you for the money.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need you.
Yeah.
You know, like all you're gonna do is ruin the healthcare for the next guy. You're gonna ruin the like blah blah blah, like all this shit. And they realize that. That's why like they're so mutual. They to me are like guinea pigs to what, like, if the U.S. were to like break down, if the U.S. were to break down into like 6 equal parts via like population, like everything would change.
Mm-hmm.
Like the world would literally change.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy to think about that. All we need is like Washington, Oregon, California. That could be one thing. Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. That alone can be a thing. And then like it would take like 15 other states in order to equal what those two are.
Mm-hmm.
Like just population wise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's crazy. And like that alone, like that should tell you how much that, like, I don't understand, like there's all these swing states and all this other shit and like blah blah blah, but like who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, dude.
That's the thing that now, like, all those people that were like wondering who the fuck are you, they all had kids and they're all turning 18. And that's the reason why they're swing states, is because they're like, you know, the way they grow up, they don't know which way to go.
Dang.
Did you hear about that? This is going dark. But did you hear about that family that got murdered?
Huh?
And the one,
I got unalived.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
In
They got
Madeira. They did. It was so messed up though. Like this guy, they owned the trucking company, and there was like a worker that came back, and he said he was gonna do something, and he did come back, and everybody,
Damn.
like the kids too, like
Fuck.
infant.
Dude, that's
kids.
crazy. Yeah, that sounds some like Chris Benoit shit, but like,
It's fucked up.
Sorry, I watch a lot of that stuff.
yeah, no, it's cool.
Actually, my dad lives there, so that's why I knew about that.
Like, don't get like, I don't.
You don't watch
Okay. I'm not a huge, like, I wasn't a huge Jeffrey Dahmer, like, you know. Like,
I am not a fan of.
But
these
like,
things.
don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not like, I don't even like entertaining it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's also because like, I'm not afraid of it. Like, I'm not gonna be taken. I'm not gonna, you know, like I say that. I know I'm small, I'm cute, and blah blah blah, and I'm easy to like grab.
Some guy's
But
gonna
also,
walk up to you and be like, "Come here, little boy."
In comparison, they're gonna get you. If we're walking together in a dark alley, they're gonna get you before they get me.
They're
gonna hit me, but they're
protection
gonna
on me.
grab you. You know what I mean?
Grab me.
You will fight. You'll fight to the death. You'll fight. You know, I get that. But at the end of the day, they're just like the end.
I know,
goal
I'm a girl,
Is you, not me.
I feel like it would be my kids.
Nah.
They're just after kids.
Nah. I don't.
They're after kids lately.
Dude,
Lately.
Did you? Oh my God! Speaking of
all I
kids
hear
and like
about.
bodies and
They've
stuff like
been
that,
after
dude.
kids.
Did you hear about the? Oh, fuck, what is it?
They've been after these kids, bro.
You're right. I'm sorry.
But did you hear about the? Oh fuck! What is it? I think it's either in Dallas.
It's
or
in Texas.
in New Mexico or something like that. But it's this organ transplant place.
Bro.
Dude, they were selling human body parts, kneecaps, heels, everything from your femur to everything else, and like they had a price for all this shit. But the thing was, that place was supposed to be for like donations.
Yeah.
And like they were supposed to be donating these organs and doing all
To
this other
science.
stuff.
Yeah.
And they were selling it. They were flipping it for like if you wanted a new kneecap, it was like maybe like $2,000, you know, which is almost nothing.
But it wasn't even like that. They were selling these body parts, and these weren't body parts that you could use if you needed a new
No,
kneecap.
it was just
it
to
was
sell.
like
It was just to like
creepy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So it's not even for like yourself to like.
No, it's like on some like
transplant?
weird like cannibal type shit.
Ugh, what the
Like
fuck?
weird shit.
I think
like,
the bodies were already embalmed.
they were already they were already gone. You know, they were
Bruh,
like.
that's...
But like it's a crazy shit. Like it's not like they that's what I mean. They weren't selling livers. They weren't selling like hearts. They weren't selling lungs.
They were selling full
like
body
just
parts.
like body parts.
You want a fucking femur?
Yeah, and like you know, you're like walking. Just imagine you walking through your homie's house, and it was like, oh yeah, this is this is a nice little femur that I got. You know,
Speaking
Bruh,
of that,
that's crazy, dude.
Like-
Gotta call the cops.
so last night, oh my god, the whole FBI was like, it was just crazy. Last night I usually watch things like this, but it was like these billion-dollar homes, somewhat billion-dollar homes, and this guy does like a walkthrough of it, and he was showing like this home that Versailles was based on, and it is like in the billions. They won't even tell you how much it costs because the man will not sell it. He's like an architect or whatever, and it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little palaces on the side, and it has like this huge castle mansion that the guy lives in like a portion of it, but every room in there is filled with priceless artifacts.
yeah.
And then there's like obviously like right up front when you walk in, you don't see like the dead animals and things like this, but there's like a huge hallway that goes like when I went to Versailles, before I went to Versailles, I was like hallway, whatever, like a hallway in your house. No, a hallway in a mansion I've been in. No, it's like it goes and goes and goes like longer than my apartment complex, like 4 times over.
Right.
You know,
it's like,
full
dude,
of
honestly,
body parts and like these
yeah,
guys are the
like,
ones who buy this.
Dude, well, have you seen like in Paris, right? There's a McDonald's that has the floor that's cut out that has like a literal skeleton still there. Like they're presenting it. Like it's a because like
of
an
the
attraction.
catacombs. Because of the catacombs.
Yeah. But it's like still like that's one of like a million bodies that are hidden underground.
Yeah.
You know, like
the catacombs are
so
crazy,
insane.
bro.
Like I mean, not to like kind of keep political like in the political realm, but like the whole like Hamas thing, most of their shit is underground.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, no, it is. It is underground, and it's such a like what do they call it? Like a intricate like tunnel ways and all this shit. So like people like I don't understand why these people are bombing the top part where all the civilians live versus like
because they just hate the people, dude. It's all hatred, honestly.
And that's been the politics segment of, Speaking of getting off, it is my birthday week, so we're like dodging all these hoes, right? Trying to give me a little birthday.
Birthday booty. Birthday booty.
They trying to give me the cake. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm being such a good boy.
I'm proud of you.
I am. I'm being such a good boy. This thing's telling you that I'm lying.
Yeah.
It's like the older you get, the more you realize that like events are not for you; they're for others.
What events?
Like birthdays, weddings, like these like events that you're supposed to celebrate. You're like, oh, I'm just a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like. I just so happen to be the catalyst for why my friends come together. And it's just like, I don't know, like, it like cheapens it for one.
You need a new friend group.
Maybe. maybe. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. That's the way I felt anyways, where like, maybe this year I was just like a little more, I wasn't even focused on like the end of the year. I was focused on like,
the end of your year.
No. I was just like day to day. Like, where I'm like, oh shit, my birthday's tomorrow. And I was like, oh fuck, I should have tried to do something.
You did. You DJ'd.
For sure. Yeah. And like, but do something for like my, like, even just a small barbecue with like 10 people, just like something like that.
Yeah.
I did dinner, like I did individual stuff. So I did
that
stuff,
doesn't make it feel like
it just felt like a long important week. It didn't feel like my birthday. It felt like I had like brunch with my aunt. I did this. Like I hung out with some friends like one night, and I did the DJ thing and like all this other stuff. Speaking of the DJ thing, it was really fun. Shout out to Ednas and Black Book. And we were at La
Black Book.
Cabana.
The Book of Groove.
The Book of Group. Wait, Black Book is Chris Lake's shit, huh? Hey, shout out to them too, though.
What's up?
Yeah, no, but the Book of Group, shout out to them. Yeah, I was supposed to go back to back with Ines, but he got trapped in Mexico for some reason.
Yes.
AKA he was too hungover to fly.
Bullshit. He was sending us videos.
That was my, like, in my head, I was like, dude, you were DJing till like 4 a.m. the night before, and you're also in a different country. Just stay in a different country. You know what I mean? I'm like, why?
Weekend?
Yeah, like what?
Because
he's a worker. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna like, you know, if he set a commitment, he's gonna do the commitment.
I'm glad that he knows, though, if he ever needs us to, like, come and fill in and stuff, he always has Jacob on this side, and, like,
Yeah.
we've got Fern on the other side, you know?
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, and like that's the benefit of having a team,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But yeah, fucking, I forgot who I was. I think I was telling Jacob. I was like, dude, what like Enos is doing is so smart, like in the sense of like, it's dual countries that he is trying to attack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've always said this. I've said this to Foley to his face. I'm like, you're a big fish in a small pond now. Fucking move.
Yeah.
That's gonna if you really want to do this fucking music thing.
You have
and
to
you
go
wanna,
other places. You have
gotta
to. You have to
fucking
be open
you know
to it.
like you gotta
Buckle
do
down.
something like the Bay is a good middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it in the Bay Area as a small DJ, you almost feel like you did it.
Mm-hmm.
I've felt that, like I've DJed these bigger clubs and all this other stuff, and you can feel like, oh, okay, I'm doing it. I just need to stick around here and like. Next thing you know, like Insomniac is gonna hit me up. It's like, no, you need to go to Florida. You need to go to Texas. You need to go to New York. You need to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
You need to go to Denver. You know, what Enos is doing. He's like, I'm gonna go to to Mexico. I'm gonna hit up all these different like resorts. They're resorts. You know, at the end of the day, 70% of those people are probably American.
At the resorts.
Oh, you know,
more than that.
But like, you know what I mean? But like the people who are he's connecting with are most likely the people who work there.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to get in there. It's very hard.
That's my point. How many people like without like a big conglomerate of like a collective or whatever who's throwing an event at these resorts, like how else are you supposed to get there?
Yeah.
You know? And like, yeah, I think it's super smart. And also we have like that like ability because we are Mexican, you know?
Yeah, you guys
and
are
like
lucky.
I've been thinking about it for like maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Just
where
do
I'm like,
it.
no, I can't come back if I leave.
Oh.
Like,
I'll find a way.
No, like that's my point. That's what like I'm trying to set up my playing. My side of the playing field.
Get your cards right, okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to get my cards right.
Right.
All green cards, you know. But like we're all trying to figure it out, and like yeah, it's I've been floating around the idea even with my mom where I'm like, the idea of her coming to the United States at the age that she was, I have more of a benefit going back to Mexico, knowing the things that I know now, knowing the English that I know now, having the ability of being like, I've been a shift lead, I do all these things. I can go to a hotel and be like, I can run anything. Like, tell me and I'll figure it out. Like, it's not hard. And like, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I would make my money. Because I can always go to Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, but you'll notice it when you go someplace like that and you come back here. You'll realize those people work fucking even harder than the people that are here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, of course. Any Mexican's gonna work harder
For
than
so
anybody.
much less, though.
I know. Yeah, but it's also like they don't have that opportunity. Because imagine like the difference between a Mexican in Mexico and a Mexican here. A Mexican here is always gonna work in the back. A Mexican over there could be a waiter. You know, like with English or without English. You know, like and like that's the pros and cons of it all. And
Speaking of waiters, today I had chalateco.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I've never been
Had
there
nothing to do with
before.
waiters.
I know. I was
Had
just like
zero
I
to
thought
do
we were
with
talking
waiters.
about like a story about a waiter. And you're
there's
just
waiters
like,
there.
Yeah. I guess we'll wait on it later, you know? But no, dude, like, dude. Have you ever been a server or anything like
Yes.
that? Dude, I think every
Mexicali
human needs that type of job.
Everybody.
Whether that's a
It's so
barista,
important.
a server, a busser,
You
a
learn
host,
so many
like
just like people skills, social skills that you may not have had prior. And
well,
like,
also, I think more so than that, like if we're just talking about work, I don't care about how you act. It's more so work. Like there's a structure. Like you realize that you're a part of something bigger. Because if we're just talking about dinner, right? For one guest, there's a host, there's a waiter, there's a busser, there's a bartender, there's a cook.
Mhm.
And there's a floor manager.
Mhm.
And there might be a manager. You know? So like within one experience, there's 7 different people who are worried about like getting their tips, making sure that you have the best experience and all this shit. But also within those 7 people, each one has a specific role. Right? Like if you're the host, you have to get the person's name right, make sure like blah blah blah, X, Y, and Z. If you're the waiter, you have to make sure that like all their food is good in order for you to eat. You know? They're eating right now, but based on their experience, that's as good as how you're gonna live.
Mhm.
And like yeah, it's just like dude, I've worked at Michelin star restaurants where I'm like I should not be here at all.
Damn.
Dude, I was in the back. Dude, I
You're
was
like, I
scoring
shouldn't do
ribs.
this.
Dude, I was scoring ribs. I didn't even know what scoring meant.
What
Dude,
does it mean?
like you know,
Cut in
there's like
half,
a
right?
layer of fat on ribs,
Oh, you peel it off
and you
with a
peel
napkin.
it off. Like a
Oh.
nap, but you have to
Yeah.
like get in. Like, dude, literally one time,
Gotta get in
there's
there.
there's a photo on my Snapchat where I have like all 4 of these fingers are all like
Red
there's-
and-
no, there's like 3 different band-aids on each one because I've cut myself.
Oh my
Because I just didn't know. I
God.
didn't know. I'm not like. I'm a waiter. I'm a host. I'm a bartender. I'm not a cook. I'm not. You know, like that's not how my mind works.
Yeah.
That's how my dad's mind worked, and like. I understand the work that goes with it, but I don't. The mechanics of it, you know, the same way that when I joined the paint company,
Mhm.
I know how to paint.
Yeah.
I don't know how to paint though.
The business behind
Yeah.
it and like
I know the
actually-
business behind it.
Yeah.
I know this gallon of paint is gonna cover this much, you know? But I don't know like, oh well, if you do X, Y, and Z, you can actually extend that for like another like 2 feet.
Mhm.
And then you know, like
Yeah.
just things like that where I'm like, oh fuck dude, it's crazy. It's crazy to like there's like levels to it, you know? And yeah, that's been my thing this year is like how much there's levels to it,
To everything.
to everything. Like whether that be your art, your this work, your relationships, you know, whatever it is, there's levels to it. And it's been cool. It's been fun, you know? Like even just like with you, like I'm realizing that like what I think, and this is me maybe this is what I see with you and Jacob, is like it's teamwork. There's
Yeah.
a solid team, you know, like where you're like, hey, today it's my turn to kind of turn up a little bit. And
Yeah.
like there's that understanding, but there was a conversation beforehand,
Yep.
you know, that we weren't privy to. But regardless, I'm gonna regardless of if it's you or Jacob, I get to have a good time, you know. But like,
Yeah, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to go out?" And he was like, "I'll probably stay in." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go out." Okay, have fun. Do you want me to drop you off?
yeah, and like that's how like you know like that's like a solid team.
Yeah.
And-
Communication.
yeah, communication.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, communication is like the hardest thing for me, because all my life I've been told I dictate a lot of people's personality or like energy, you know, like
Yeah.
depending on how I am is how people are gonna be.
I
in the
hate that.
room.
I fucking hate that.
And I almost wish people never told me that, because then I would be more myself. But now I'm
You
constantly
what?
thinking of like other people.
been
No, I'm not
told-
saying
I've
that
been
like
told
thinking
that
of other
shit
people
too.
is bad, but like you know. What I mean?
No, but it's not fair to us that growing up we're told these things. Like, I actually saw this Instagram post or like TikTok, whatever, and then I started reading about it because it has a lot to do with the psychological part of raising a child. So with Forrest, someone was like, oh, he's so shy. I think it was my dad, honestly. And I was like, actually, Dad, like, let's... And it sounds so progressive and, like, so annoying to, like, actually say it out loud and tell someone, like, don't call him shy. Because if you tell a kid that they're shy, they're going to be shy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, dude, I wish my little cousins came. Oh, okay. Well, like, with exactly what you said, right? Growing up, it was me and my sister. Me and my sister have our own personalities, and then there were the younger cousins, right? Mm-hmm. So it used to be my little cousin, we're just going to name her Erica. And then there was my other little cousin, and we're going to name her Kimberly, right?
These are definitely not his cousins because they are white.
No.
Erica and
honestly,
Kimberly.
One of those names is right.
Stop!
But, like, you know, like, but at the end of the day, Erica was always told that she was more masculine, and always told that, and like literally to the point where like I think that like maybe by like 7 to like 10, she like, because we told her that she was a tomboy, that she was this, she heard boy.
Yeah.
And then now she's lesbian.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that she wasn't
it doesn't
always
necessarily,
you know, I'm not saying that she wasn't always this.
But it definitely aided in it.
But I think it definitely helped, you know? If, like, I don't know I'm Mexican until someone tells me I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you don't know what you are until there's a label to it.
Yeah.
You know? You to me are more, like, you're a female. But in your head, you might think, like, oh, I'm a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's what I was told growing up.
Right.
All my life.
But in my head, I just view you as the female energy that you are. Right. And like that's also how I met you. Mm-hmm. I met you as a mother. I met you as a wife. I met you as a caretaker to like a bunch of other things bigger than you. So like that's the way I view you. But also, like, growing up, you were probably, like, taking care of other shit, making sure that things were, like, you know? So, like, that's the masculine aspect of it. And, like, yeah, it was, like, on the other side with my little cousin, Kimberly, she was always told that she was, like, my sister. My sister's, like, a girly girl, like, makeup, this, that, and that. And then now she's the one where... She goes out to the clubs. She does this. She goes out. You know, she lives in LA. She's like, you know, a little hootie patootie, and that's cool. But like, you know, like, but that's like because we told her that she's that. You know? If we were to say like, oh no, you're smart. You're this. You're an intellectual. You're like,
that's
I feel
my
like
cousin and
she would have been like more like book oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's totally true. That's like my cousin and I. My cousin is like, she's the girly girl. They would always buy her pink. Purple, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then when it came to me, my favorite color is green. But everyone in my family was like, oh, her favorite colors are blue and green forever.
Yeah.
They are. I really like camouflage. But, like, I always got camouflage everything, you know, blue everything. And then she always got pink everything. And everyone would be like, oh, you're such a tomboy. You know, you're a little daredevil. You like... to get on your skateboard and you like to get on the scooter and the bikes and
which
jump
might
off
be
of
you
things.
But like being told that is you,
like,
especially at a young age, right, is so, because like with me, right, I was always told that I'm just different. I'm different, like, you know, like, hey, you're either gonna be the generational change, whether that be financially, mentally, or emotionally, right? Like all these things were just like, but no one told me exactly what. Mm-hmm. They were just like, oh, you're different. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm a black sheep. I'm this, I'm that. I'm weird.
Yeah.
You know, so I just became the weirdo that I am now, you know, which I am a weirdo. And I've always was this weirdo. But like, I think if like someone would have been like, no, you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be, things would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have taken the chance and like bought a camera by myself.
Yeah.
But I never did that. I just knew that I wanted to do something, and then I needed someone like Matt in order to like actually do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So like it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why like with you being a parent, it's so much fun to have these conversations with you, because like you're not only dealing with it as an individual, but
I'm relearning it.
You're relearning it with an actual like child, right?
Yeah.
And like you don't want to put your limitations or your
fucking
trauma onto this person, right? But like it's almost like impossible not to.
I talk about it every day because it's so scary. Like I definitely raise my voice because I get scared that he's gonna like hurt himself and stuff. But I also don't want him to think that I'm mad at him.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to raise my voice at him for like these bad things that he does because that's what always happened to me. I would rather like to talk about it and explain to him why things are not okay to do. Like, even though he's under 2 years old, he's a year and gonna be 4 months. Dude, if I sit down and like get his attention away from what he's paying attention to, and I explain to him like, we're gonna turn the TV off, or we're gonna put this book down, and we're gonna do this over here, he can grasp it.
Yeah.
He understands.
But also one thing I will say about like the difference is you say we, right? When we were growing up, it's like, no, you need to turn off the TV. Like, you don't get TV time.
Yeah.
Versus what you just said was like, we are going to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't get the we. It was just like, no, you don't get that. And it was
I
like,
didn't either.
You know what I mean? So like,
and
that's the difference.
Why I want to
That's
make him
growth,
feel included.
right?
Because then you get to it. I feel like you get to a certain age, being in a Mexican household, I will say, that my dad would kind of, since we were in single family households where it would be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Yeah. And I was just like, it confuses you. Mm-hmm. And it happens a lot. I don't want to say it's just Mexican households because I know it happens in like every different household.
Well, understanding your role, right?
Yeah.
Is like, it's difficult. I think what affluent people, financially, what they have the opportunity as, which is something that Jaden Smith talked about, where he's like, I have the opportunity to fail. Uh-huh. And there's no repercussion. Yeah. Right? Like with me, we don't. if I wanted to do soccer, I needed to be good. Yeah. Because my parents are paying X amount of dollars a month for coaches,
you're
fees.
You're gonna hear it every month too.
Right. It was like,
paid this
like,
much and you're not doing.
¿Quieres hacer esto or what? Like, do you want to really be here? Like, why aren't you starting? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you like? And I was just like, dude, like, I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play. I didn't ask you for like all the X, Y, and Z. You know, like I like that part. I didn't even realize. You know, like all this shit, which we kind of touched base on like the taking the meat out of the freezer. Yeah. We're just like, we don't realize that like, oh shit, like this means so much more than just taking like, you know, than just doing the one task. You know, it's not just taking out the trash. Because not forgetting to take out the trash, next thing you know, you all you have is that bin. Yeah. And you have another week until they come back. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I didn't realize that. I don't understand what, like, time. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're a kid, like, tomorrow is so far away.
That's like a luxury to be able to live in an apartment where you don't have to worry about how full your garbage can get.
That is a luxury.
Because when we were at my grandma's house, she'd be like, you didn't take out the garbage, you know? Like, I'm like, no.
Yeah. And, like, it's just like, hey, dude, it's crazy. I love talking about these things. Because it's like, one, it's super real, but it's also very individual. Mm-hmm. You know, like I grew up in an apartment and I still live in an apartment. But the difference is I used to live in an apartment where it's a communal big ass like bin. Yes. Versus now where it's an individual bin. Oh, so if we forget to take out the recycling, we have to not recycle so much the next week. You know, or like be a little more cautious about like what we do. And it's just little things like that. Like we're like, it's little steps, dude. Fuck. The other, like, literally 2 days ago, I went into work just to go grab coffee or whatever, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like in the neighborhood, like I'm just like running around. I'm gonna go grab quarters, and then one of my more affluent, he's autistic. He's like he's a new employee. He's an autistic kid and all this other stuff. Which I worked with autistic children before. So like
not anyone like your age, or
but what? Never someone who I'm like colleagues with, right? Where I'm like, we're practically the same age. Yes, he's 23 or whatever, you know, but we're like the same age. We would have been in the same high school at the end of the day. And I was like telling him, I'm like, oh, we're gonna go grab quarters. He's like, why? I'm like, to do laundry. And he's like, you don't have laundry in your house? I'm like, no, buddy. I don't, you know, like I don't have that luxury, you know, not all of our, like, yeah, no, like, but like straight up, like I was like, nah, buddy, like it's literally like I'm like not all of our parents work for Google.
He's
Not
lucky.
all of us live.
He's very lucky because
but he also doesn't realize that, right? Like for him, his struggles.
Get this though, there's just so many people in the world that'll say things like that. They're not autistic. They don't have a mental or physical, emotional disability. Or
I don't think he
anything.
said that
It's
because
just
he's autistic. I don't think he said. I think
No,
that
but
is
that's-
based on privilege. Because
you think
he's
so though.
I guarantee you it's based on privilege. All he knows is a certain lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, he moved from Texas over here,
Oh yeah.
right? And he's also like
You have in Texas, like all the apartments have nice.
dude, the houses are fucking $3. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like it's insane. Like comparative to here,
Actually, I looked up my grandma's house and it was $30,000 for like a 4-bedroom.
and that's nothing.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
you know what the basic medium that you need here to buy a house? You need at least $350,000 for a down payment of a house.
For $1 million home.
Or yeah. Like a home, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, here. Like it's insane.
I know, I've been looking this up quite a bit.
Like
We're saving.
Even if you put a down payment of a house for like let's just say like $75,000 to $80,000, right? For like a what is worth like a $600,000 home, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna still cost you 20 years for you to pay that off.
Oh, 35, bro.
But like
Straight up.
minimum,
No, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
20 years to pay that off and all this other shit. And I'm like, dude, there's so much shit that can happen, like 2008, like you know, where like things can just like fuck everything up, and it's just insane. But yeah, but fucking, it's my birthday. I'm gonna do some wishes.
It's my birthday.
I wish that people would like, comment, and subscribe. I wish that honestly, me and Matt were talking about this last episode, which we'll probably talk about it after this one, I guess. Where there's a little game plan that I think like would make the most sense for the three of us. Because I don't think that there isn't a scene for what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? Like, to become a DJ is easy. You just need to know 3 people who know other people.
I suppose, yes.
Like, it's as easy as having a USB with 30 songs and knowing people. And that's it. But this, like, it's so much more, like, such a bigger investment for people to, like, want to see us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, there isn't other people on this lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is like a full show just of us trying to do some shit. So, like, what we were talking about was, like, doing, like, a Patreon where, like, you have a show, he has a show, and then this one is also a different show. But the one that we put on YouTube will be, like, us 3.
My stomach gargled that time.
But yeah, just do something like that where like even like I like as a dumb thing, like even if we were just do our the first letters of all of our names, it would be mad.
Yeah,
You know, or damn.
Mad. There we go.
You know, like however way we want to do it or structure it, you know, or ADM is also like a cool little acronym. You know, just like little things like that. You know, like we're like I think the 3 of us have something cooking. But also, I think individually, we want to do different things. I think you want to have a different show. I want to have a different show. And he wants, we all could have a different show. And if we can all just funnel it all under one channel, that would be really smart. So, yeah.
What are your wishes?
Uh,
Let me. No, it's not you. I do it. What's the light your own birthday candles? What's illegal in the States?
what is this?
Yummy. What?
Straight up ice, you dude.
Are you ready? You gotta chug it.
This is a twist off, right?
Yeah, they just yeah. I know. I was struggling with them.
Chug it. Woo, woo.
Are you gonna take the knee?
Oh.
Nice, perfect.
You're doing so good, kid.
It's full ASMR right now. You guys hear the gargles?
Big burp. Yes. Right into
Goddamn. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. All right.
Damn.
Well, shout out to Smirnoff Ice. They're not a sponsor, but officially, but they could be.
Same with Topo Chico. What's up?
Shout out to Pochico,
Topo
but also
Chico.
shout out to Liquid Death. You guys can go to www.liquiddeath.com. Make sure to get a case of it. You guys can get the mango, the citrus lime or whatever it is.
Don't forget the watermelon.
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 The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A watermelon. It's
thought
not
you
a watermelon. Oh man, dude, that was such a funny fucking meme. It's also
ready?
like super racist.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Danny.
Happy birthday to
you.
ASMR.
Yeah. Que le muerda.
Oh, shoot, dude. The other version.
Oh man, no, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Dude, yeah, it's crazy to think about. I think we've had so many like anniversaries for years that like it like trips me out. But this one, for whatever reason, like hit me. Like
Yeah.
how like we have been doing this for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing anything for a year is so long. Like
It's an accomplishment for sure.
yeah, you just imagine like how many jobs have people had where it's just like 3 months.
Yeah.
And like people remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine like what we've been doing.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to like show up on the off weeks where you're not feeling it and just fucking be like,
Yeah.
we gotta put something out.
Yeah, it's
And there are
crazy.
weeks where we skip, so that's right. But like
Yeah.
for the most part, pretty solid way through the whole year.
It's been really fun. I've like what I've noticed personally, I'm very grateful for the people who I've met, but I'm more grateful for the people who showed up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's been people who are just complete randoms. Even like Mota.
Yeah.
Random.
Mm-hmm.
Who showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And like want to be a part of something that's bigger than even what I may think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the cool part. You know, like we've thrown events before, random people pulled up, and like that means something, but also like it means more when someone's like, I want to help you guys out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when someone like comes out
For
and just like,
sure.
oh, this is really cool. Like, how do I be a part of this?
Yeah.
It means so much more. You know, like so that's why like even with this episode, we were supposed to have a guest. They didn't show up, which is totally fine. I understand, but at the same time, it's just like we rescheduled already. Like
Yeah.
you know, like this is already supposed to be on your docket before this. You know, and like we're still here. We're still putting on a show. We're still like regardless of who's here or who doesn't show up, like y'all are here, and that's
We're
like,
here together. We're
yeah,
here for each
you
other.
know what I mean? Like that's what I mean, dude. Like, dude,
I'm here
shout
for
out
my
to-
homies.
Shout out the crew. I fucking love you guys. Yo,
Bali.
dude, this is my Grammy speech. Like, I want to shout out. First off, shout out to God.
have to. You have to.
You know how they start playing the music.
Yeah. I'm like, no. Yeah, nah. It's really. It's just been really fun. The older I get, the more I realize like I could be something. You know what I mean? The first like 5 years of me DJing, quote unquote, it just felt like I was just like a thing, right? Like just a name on a list.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm like, oh, like I deserve a little more. Like I felt like, yeah, like I'm not just gonna do a free show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you need to pay me. Like I'm gonna do so much more. Like I'm gonna invest in the show also.
You know your worth.
Yeah. And it's cool. It's cool. Like it feels like, anyways, like my 20s have felt a lot like what high school felt like, in the sense of junior or freshman and sophomore year. I felt like I was like finding my way a little bit. right? Like, just trying to figure out who, like, I wanted to be. Teacher, people are telling you, like, oh, you should focus on this. You should, like, your mind works this way. But then, like, junior and sophomore year, you're like, oh, I'm looking at colleges. Like, which way am I supposed to go? Am I going to go to this school because they focus on engineering, or am I going to go to this school because they focus on, like, whatever the fuck? And I think I'm at the point where I'm like, I think I've decided where I want to go. And you guys will see 2024. But we have some, like, fun content. I just bought, dude, yeah. You guys are gonna see content real soon. I'm 2024. I swear to God, I'm putting a lot of energy in this content thing. Like, if you thought I was annoying already,
watch out,
dude. Guess what? So don't tell me anything because it's gonna be out. Don't tell me anything. If you don't want it out, don't tell me anything. I'm telling you that right now. And this is a PSA for that shit. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, dude, I don't care if you spilled the drink on someone. I don't care if you fucking did this. If you talk shit about this person. I don't give a fuck. And I don't have to give details, and most of you guys know exactly what I mean. So, like, that's exactly what I mean. And that's where I'm at. Where I'm like, I'm so not, with this podcast, I'm so not focused on it transferring over to my DJing. DJing is like another thing. It's just, dude, I wish what we talked about in the car that one night would have been on a podcast. Like, it should have been a podcast in itself, because we were talking about, like, I was talking about how, like, me as George.Daniel is an entity, and then me as Danny is a different entity.
Yeah.
The Danny in me is a shy, scared individual who, like, thinks and overthinks about not just, like, what I do, but how you feel what I do. And then the George.Daniel in me, and I'm like, nah, I did that shit. I did that. I did that. And guess what? Like, you're like, I did that. And, like, I'll lay it down. I don't give a fuck. And, like, that's the difference where I'm like, the artist is always, like, at 100. But, like, the person in me, I'm just like, oh, fuck, should I have said that?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's why I don't make certain clips of certain things.
Yeah.
Like, even though they're clip worthy.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, me personally, like, it still feels cringe to be like, that person. But yeah, it's been dope. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I can't wait for another year, because we're gonna do another year.
Yeah.
But come 2024, we're
unapologetic.
Even like, that's why I'm saying right now, we're all individuals. All three of us are individuals, but we all work under the same umbrella. I don't want the umbrella to be the George.Daniel podcast. I want it to be whatever the fuck we want it to be. Because I think what you bring and what you bring are completely different things than what I bring. And I think that that's important. And also, like, you guys individually add so much value to me as Danny that, like, I want to highlight that. Like, Matt is, like, somewhat stoic and, like, kind of, like, behind the scenes, you know what I mean?
It's funny.
He tries to act nonchalant, but like not for nothing. Like, he has opinions.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
and like that's what I mean. Where I'm like, I understand that, like, the name of this thing, like, throws everyone off a little bit. Like, I understand, like, it's called the George.Daniel podcast, but I want it to be called something else.
But I'm George, and that's Daniel.
Dude, that's what I mean. We're like the next one could be fucking whatever the fuck we decide to name it is gonna be like a third all of us, and like that's gonna be so much more fun, like when you get to be like, hey, we have this person on as a guest, and like this person, and you lead the thing, and I'm just here. Like,
don't do that to me.
Like, no, but like, I think you also should should practice that, right? Where I'm in that seat and you're in this one, and I'm just like here, just being like, all right, like this one time, you know, like like doing shit like that. We're like that would be really fun, and yeah, I don't know.
We're
But-
excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun year. Within the next couple episodes, it's gonna be really fun because what I want to do for the New Year's one is do like a little highlight reel of like us just kind of like highlighting the real like the year, right? Whether that be guest episodes or like shows or like just like life events, like that. All that's like so important, and we finally get to do that. It's our first year, dude. We're fucking 1 year old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like it's just crazy. But outside of that, we fucking love you guys. I'm George.Daniel __.
It's Ashley, that's me.
Matthew.Talbot.
And that's been the podcast. We fucking love you guys and peace.
Deuces.